Hey guys, I'm Alistair from Trail & Kale, and this is my Hoka Skyflow review. A bit about me then. I'm just a regular guy, a non-elite athlete who absolutely loves running. I'm reviewing the latest running shoes and gear. My 5K PR is 19 minutes and 50 seconds, which I'm always trying to beat. I've run countless ultra marathons around the world, and my favourite distance is the cheeky half marathon. Road or trail, I love running on them both. I'm not afraid to let you know when a running shoe is crap, but also you're definitely going to know when one blows me away. Either way, our independent running shoe reviews are always 100% honest, reliable, and hopefully you'll come away from this video having learned something new. So at first thoughts when I saw this running shoe released, I thought, well, it looks a little bit like an overlap shoe. It kind of looks a little bit like a Clifton or the Skyward X, for example. So I thought, what was the point of this shoe? Well, actually, upon running in the shoe and actually looking at the stats a little bit more deeply, I realized that this shoe actually fits right in between the Hoka Clifton 9 and the Skyward X. The Skyflow is the latest daily trainer from the Hoka brand, and I've really been enjoying running in this shoe lately. It really is a perfectly balanced daily trainer. And when I say balanced, I'm talking about the midsole, because there's tons of cushioning in there, but it's also responsive enough to be able to cater to those faster runs, but also longer runs in terms of efficiency. It's super comfortable, very supportive, and although a neutral shoe on paper, it does have some very clever stability features. The Skyflow really is the baby of the Skyward X and the Clifton 9. And that's for a few reasons. The first is price point. Well, it sits very much in the middle of those two shoes, but it's not just price, it sits in between the two due to performance as well. So it performs better than the Clifton 9. The Clifton 9 is a very cushioned, great daily trainer as well. But this one just has a better geometry in terms of getting more performance out of a shoe. And then when it compares to the Skyward X, well, that's a super trainer, so it costs a lot more money. It has a carbon fiber plate in it. Also very cushioned, but more responsive. So you are able to run a wider variety of training runs in the Skyward X. If you want to learn more about the Skyward X, definitely follow that link up there. That will take you to my video review. And if you want to learn about the Clifton 9, you want to save yourself a little bit of cash, then head up to that link. Watch that video next. Let's get straight into the key specifications of the Hoka Skyflow. First off, they cost $160. I will let you know by the end of this review if I believe they're worth that $160 price tag. How do they fit and how do they feel? Well, they're very much true to size and they have a medium width. But don't worry, if you do have wide feet, there's a wide version available for you too. In terms of how they feel, well, absolutely no complaints from me. They are super cushioned, super comfortable. The collars around the edge and the heel counter, which is articulated and has some flex in it, just feels cloud-like and pillow-like, just dreamy, slip your foot in. And the Creole Jacquard mesh upper just forms around your foot very nicely. The tongue also has a ton of padding and cushioning too. The upper is using that Creole Jacquard mesh, which is very durable, it's breathable too, and has a nice bit of stretch in it. Not a huge amount, but enough to cater to expanding feet throughout your run. You get a really nice heel lock within the shoe as well, so there's no need for a racer's loop lacing setup or anything like that. Which brings me on to the lacing system. It is very traditional, nothing too fancy going on, but it just works. That's exactly what I look out for in a lacing system. I'm not looking for any quirky business going on. I just want to know I can get a quick, secure fit. And the Skyflow does so. The tongue is gusseted, meaning it connects to the top of the midsole on the inside of a shoe. All that does is help create a more supportive fit around your foot. It also helps keep the tongue from sliding down when you're running. There's also a nice loop at the rear, which makes the shoes nice and easy to slip on. The articulated heel counter at the rear also helps in making these nice and easy to slip on too. And there are reflective details around the shoe, so if you do plan on running in low light conditions, it's September now, so the nights are drawing in, then this shoe is going to really be good for you guys because it will help keep you safe. The midsole is using supercritical EVA foam. Yes, there's pretty high stack height here, and you do feel it, you get some really nice cushioning, but with it does not come that instability that some shoes do bring. And that's primarily because you've got the active foot frame going on in the heel section, which means the midsole kind of wraps around the rear of your foot or the heel section, which helps provide stability, reducing that lateral roll as you're running. Now, they're not specifically stability shoes, they are a neutral shoe, but there is just added stability because of that and also the width of the shoe. But overall, the midsole is super springy, very comfortable and cushioned, and a total hit for me. And by the way, it doesn't feel so cushioned and squishy that heavier runners are going to feel unstable on this shoe. So if that sounds like you, these shoes are definitely worth considering. The outsole has mostly rubber compound on it. Very sticky, grippy, works very well. They have a medium to low drop of 5mm from heel to toe, and they weigh 9.4 ounces for a size US men's 9. That's my pair. Going back to why I compare this or put it alongside the Clifton 9 and also the Skyward X, is because also the weight sits right between the middle of those two shoes too. The Clifton 9 weighs 8.7 ounces and the Skyward X weighs 10.8 ounces. Are you watching this review and thinking to yourself, wow, this guy's good, he knows his stuff, I'm enjoying watching this? Well, if you are, definitely hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell as well. That'll notify you as soon as new videos drop. Oh, smash that like button too, please. All right, bam, you made it to my performance review. Congratulations. This is where I talk about how they actually perform on the run. First off, I have to discuss the comfort because they're just absolutely dreamy. For anyone who needs or wants a super comfortable shoe just to get daily miles in, that's primarily what this shoe is designed to do best. It's a daily trainer to be able to get your base mileage in. Well, these shoes are going to be for you because they are super comfortable. I absolutely love the upper design. The cushion tongue is fantastic. Really supportive on your feet, the nice soft cushioned collars. And that heel counter that's articulated at the heel. If you have suffered from Achilles tendonitis in the past, or maybe you're suffering from it right now, and it's just tweaking a little bit, then an articulated heel counter like this is awesome because it doesn't put pressure on your Achilles. I have suffered from Achilles tendonitis a couple of times in the past, and shoes with heel counters like this have really got me out of that hole. If you are suffering from that issue right now, head up here. I've written an article all about how to get yourself sorted, how to recover from that injury quickly. The Hoka Skyflow really is a shoe that makes you want to just keep running as well. And that's another feature that you really want for a daily trainer. You want to be looking forward to picking up that shoe tomorrow and the next day. And a lot of that comes from a comfortable shoe, but also a shoe that just makes it feel effortless to run. And that's what the Skyflow does really well. A lot of that's because of this midsole here. The way it supports your foot and helps reduce that roll or lateral roll on your gait, improving your form over time. But also the geometry of the shoe. It fits so closely to the Skyward X. And this shoe is absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for a super trainer to do most of your training runs, it's a lot more expensive, but it does provide a lot more value in terms of what types of runs you can do in it. But the Skyflow has this pretty much the same geometry to it. So it has that mid-foot, forefoot rocker, I guess you could call it, which makes that stride feel a lot more effortless. And when you combine that with the supercritical midsole foam, you just get a really nice cushioned, springy, and effortless stride. And that's really what I'm loving about the Skyflow most right now. Durability seems to be holding up really nicely on the outsole too. A lot of that's down to the fact it does cover most of it with rubber compound. I'm seeing quite a few shoes out there lately, like the New Balance Balos, for example, which doesn't have all that much rubber compound on the outsole. And because of it, I'm seeing a lot of wear on the outsole, and durability is just not very good on that shoe. So it's great to see that this does have a mixture of foam and rubber, but mostly rubber, making it more durable on the outsole. I really don't have any dislikes for the Hoka Skyflow. This doesn't happen very often. More often than not, I will feel something odd with a shoe. I'm gonna feel pressure points or interestingly placed rockers or something that's just not right. Maybe it's just not very breathable or something's off with the shoe. But the Skyflow has actually nailed it for me. As a daily trainer, it's super comfortable, very cushioned, has a nice springiness to it, making those runs elevated and fun. And it's not that expensive. So yeah, absolutely loving the Hoka Skyflow. Is it worth $160? Well, I think if you've been watching this review all the way to this point, then you would have come to the same conclusion as me. Yes, it's worth $160. That's absolutely brilliant value for a shoe like this. It's durable, fun, does the job of providing a little bit of stability, springiness and comfort for your daily runs. What more could you want? And $160 for all that? And total comfort? Yes. You've got to try this. I highly recommend the Skyflow. For a list of my top daily trainer alternatives right now, definitely head over to my best daily trainers roundup up there. That's regularly updated as and when I review new daily trainers, and if they're good enough, I'll add them to that list. I wonder where the Skyflow landed. Definitely head over to that list to find out. Well, thanks for watching this Hoka Skyflow review. I really hope it helped you out. Hope it helped you make a decision on whether or not this running shoe is for you. If you did enjoy this review, please give a video a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to this channel for more running shoe reviews just like this one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.